Good day, me fellow Garbos. Well, we got some great action coming out of the Gold Division here. So let's flip the coin. Let's check the coin. Let's keep the coin. Right, Gold Division's buying up for this week here. Welcome to round 2 in week number 2. And we got a great matchup here with the Norse team dominating in this division, or at least trying to anyway, facing the Gravestalled Gent here. He definitely designed Vampire Team is here. He goes here with the 3, and he's even brought in William Cheney. This is the interesting werewolf starter player that does play for certain undead teams. Now this ought to make life interesting, because he's got some rather spectacular skills, including he's got the Mandatory Frenzy, he's got the Claw, he's even got Catch, he's got Wrestle, and of course he's Strength 4. So he's a rather interesting design. You can see here the rest of the vampires. He's got 2 with block, one's got the brown, there's the dirty player. And there, of course, he's got a couple of wrestles on the side. Meanwhile, that's the Norse team in there. They've got the armor increase. They've got a strength increase. They've even managed to finally get their little werewolf what will be some block of their own. They've got some tackles. This will be an interesting match here. He's even got the 1 in here. And you can see the fans have decided to favour the Norse here. There we go, lads. And of course the fans are quite disgusted already that nothing's been killed yet. They've just started the bloody game and already they're complaining. Oh, that's typical fans of Blood Bowl for you. So let's get started here. There's a couple of swift punches into some already prior damaged thralls. Well, he's rather stunned by that one. And of course the Norse here are going to get quite stuck in. Now, as we know in here, some Norse teams have been arguing that, doing these round 2 games here, they should be nice and sober, but instead, some people have definitely explained that, no, skip the sobriety. Alcohol should be a mandatory food group for any proper Norse team. So he's deciding here he's going to try and scale the ball here. A little bit more moving around here, as he is keeping in mind here the vampires with a lot of hypnotism, especially with a new werewolf, should make life rather dynamic and rather interesting. Alright, I'll see what this major little kid does. Good job. Takes his head and shoves it right down his own throat as he's giggling. Well, not missing a trick here. The vampires are got to, show, they're not just gothic fashion victims that actually can hit people and do some good damage. Yeah, not missing a trick. He's making use of hypnotic gaze, especially on the low AG players. There's a good solid punch. Here comes Wilhelm. That's a good hit. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything here, and he decides to move him back in here for fire support in the rear. And nothing else too exciting on that turn. Well, the Norse so far, their armor 7 and everything else seems to be holding up just fine. And it's time to get stuck back in here and see if he can repeat the process coming up here. See if we can get another one. Come on. Have a heart. He'd prefer to have is. And of course he fails to go for it, so well, there's a quick reroll used. It's push me, push you. And what push me, push you. Well, that's going to be a little tougher getting this vampire here. He's picked up quite a few skills, and he's a blodger. But the Norse have settled in here. Looks like they're going to try and drive this ball in really quick and see what happens. They do have one player down. Let's see, can they? Oh, yes, he can. It's always rather sporting when you can see him rip off your own player's arm and beat him to death with it. Well, in this case, here, it's only just an injury, but you know what? That satisfies the fans. And this has now changed the entire design of how the vampires are actually going to try and get out of this one. Well, he fails the pro, so it's push me, push you, and now once again, it's the mad rush in with Wilhelm. And he racks up a quick KO. That's good. Bell's wrong, but he's got them parked inside. He's going to bring some more Thralls in here and see if he can actually deal with this little problem. No, again, unfortunately, it's only a push me, push you. Not what he wants, and now he even fails the dodge. Trying to get away from the Blood-Shout Yeti. And now the Norse are looking at, well, there might be one Bell, but they've taken away 2 Thralls. This is actually really great progress, as this should take the gentlemen here quite out of the way they like to play. They like to do lots of fouling we've seen this season. Unfortunately, that requires you having lots of Thralls. Well, you're down 2 already. You can't really afford any more. Speaking of, that seems to have changed it. There goes a third. And suddenly, to your horror, he's actually using Apothecary because he's got to keep some of these Thralls standing. As another solid punch. And he's had to Dauntless the reroll. And that's actually led to, of all things, a wrestle. He gets lucky on the bounce now. His own player does recover the ball. But technically, since the ball carrier did go down on that, it is a 10 over, even though it's a wrestle. And suddenly, well, things are looking up for the Vampires here. Wilhelm Chain, he's becoming the one-man team. And it's probably going to come down to, can he get a Vampire marking in on the ball? And not where he wanted that to bounce. Of all the squares, had to be right next to this whirling ball of death that's standing here. Well, smartly enough now, Hypnotic Gaze to the rescue. He does get him disabled. Here's the move to get the ball. He's got it, but where's he going with it? Well, he's gotten away somewhat here. Very bravely indeed, but now he definitely has to move a player in and mark these ones up, or at least give some kind of screen. That just might do. Alright, Norse, what are you going to do about this one? It's like flashbacks to the bloody Goblin game. Yeah, sorry, need another drink here. Let's zoom it back in. Now he's got Wilhelm down. Oh, needed that. Oh boy. Nothing like a bit of scotch to wake you up, eh? Well, he's definitely got them tagged up, but we know with Vampires here, that's not going to keep them stuck for much. And this one's even the blodger, so it's insult to injury here. He does want to get 2 dice into him. And here comes the 2 dice as we speak. With a frenzy, that should give him enough cracks. Well, that's 1. Try it again, Skipper. He got it. He got the pow. That's what he needed. Where's the ball going? Who's got the ball? And it's a horrible time for the wild animal. And that gives all the opportunity here. The Vampires can get all over this ball as long as this Vampire actually gets the bloody thing. But step 1, he's got to peel the player away. He does get the hit. He's down. He gets the second hit on the side. It's all going to come down to the Vampires. Oh, great. Well, there's a failure on the prow. He's definitely going to bloodlust that one. And he even fails the Hypnotic Gaze. Insult to injury. Well, it's snack time. This is what we call a drinking box. Well, at least he's learned not how to completely consume them, but unfortunately, it's a horrible time for a bloodlust. Not only does he fail on the dodge, it also leads to an immediate ejection for failing to perform the bloodlust. It's a terrible turn for the Vampires. And that's a massive swing right there. The blodging Vampire is off the pitch. And that gives the Norse all the time they need. Can they clean this up? Well, here's the first strike. Push me, push you. And there's the second strike. Does not have dodge. Down you go, lad. put a stake in him. He's done. And now the Norse blitzing away. Ah, but I can see what he's doing here. He's going, hey, look, how'd you like another one to cuddle? And it looks like good old Yiffy the Yeti here is definitely going to have another one to go and beat the living snot out of. Now, Norse have got to be breathing a sigh of relief on that one. That was starting to look pretty darn bad there. Well, he's outside. Let's go get this ball. He's got it. He's got him nicely caged up in there. Well, the animal, of course, fails to do anything of any spectacular importance there. Well, vampires are going to be kicking themselves there. It's not the coach's fault, stress that. This is what happens when Nuffle decides, you know what, you could use a good teabagging. Oh, come on. 2 cracks at it and it still won't work. Well, now it's William Changey frenzying in. He got the power though. Oh yeah, saucing me. And the werewolf wannabe has got that sucking ball. Now, of course, Hypnotic Gaze works now, but he won't drop the ball. At least all that does is it nullifies his assist until he activates the player and tries to do something. So, Norse, what are you going to do about this one? Well, as usual set in this league, especially in the core division, we go back to plan B. And we all know what plan B is. Hit him again, and keep on hitting him till he's quite dead. Well, fortunately, here, Wilhelm does not have dodge, so that solves that problem. And now here we go, it's the surf off. Well, it's a push me, push you. That's followed by a solid uppercut into his velvety cloak, and he's going to mark him up just being the safe side here. Well, here's something you're not going to see every day. One of these might actually get a sucking touchdown. And here comes the rest of the escort of the Norse, just to make sure the vampires don't get any idea. And sad to say, he trips on the velvet cloak, but that's alright. He's free, but there goes the last reroll. And now it's all going to come down to a desperation play by the vampires. Well, he's got that one down. Where do you think you're going? Has he got one more? No, of course not. But he does recognise the need. He's got to get in here, try a Hypnotic Gaze. And he gets it. Oh, here comes Miracle Blitz. We'll call that the Miracle Trip then, why don't we? Well, he makes the pro. And what, now he actually makes it and of course fails to go for it and gets stunned on his own. Yeah, too much sugar in his diet. That's got to be the most hyperactive vampire I've ever seen. Well, there it is. It's in there. It's 1-0. See, damn things can score, can't they? And the Norse even recover their 1 KO. And now they get ready for turn 8. Well, could be some solid hits on the front here, but they have no rerolls left here. It could always go sideways. Looking at the vampire team here, their biggest problem is they're only down to the 1 reserve. So suddenly their idea and typical strategy here would be at least get 1 player down and try and foul him out. But you've only got 1 spare Thrall. This might be an expensive proposition. Better make it worth it, lads. Right. Well, it's looking like it's been quite the investment here in Wilhelm Chaney. Let's hope he actually, starts scoring a few good, solid blows in here. He's, like I said, he's got an interesting combination of skills. And with a strength 4 against most of the entire Norse team here, he's a 2-man wrecking crew. Not bad for a mangy mutt in a trench coat, eh? Well, as they say, he thinks he's the one. One what? I have no idea, but he's one of something. Well, that actually solves a few problems there. 3 reroll. Well, now the vampires don't mind this quite so bad. In fact, the vampires are actually thinking, you know what? For a brief moment, he's thinking here, let's go for the one-turn TD, and you saw how that worked. Sigh. Well, I think Nuffle's quite frankly decided he's had enough of Gothic Euro fashion. Well, the Norse are wise to that one here, so they've definitely changed their setup. They're going, oh no, we're not letting that happen again. At least not this week. And this is definitely going to change things quite a bit. They've set up very differently here. So that gives the vampires no choice. A couple of changes there, and they're just going to have to go for a good old solid pound in it. So let's see if the vampires have been paying attention to the Jim Sterling School of Pounding it. A couple of different decisions here. Decisions there. Well, he's decided he's going to let the Thralls do most of it. Oh, finally decides, well, maybe he's got a vampire back there. Oh, come on, make up your mind, lad. Be nice to say you've got a plan. And, well, that's definitely not what he wants to see. Suddenly, Norse team, one of those very rare teams that on a perfect defense can quite frankly stick everybody in the front line and not worry about it. That looks like exactly what he's going to do. And this is about he's keeping one free safety, but he's going to make this a complete scrum. That was possibly the worst result possible. Here we go. There we go. Well, he's definitely bound this alright. He's just opened them up. He's proven it. He's got nothing inside. Well, there's a quick apothecary. There's a quick wrestle down on the front line. He's got a couple more blows inside. Let's see if he can get any more cracks here. That's a solid punching, but, you know, nothing else in here. He's got the ball. Where's he going with it? That's not a bad idea. Well, here we go. Well, Chinese getting in there. He's got the hit. Unfortunately, it's nothing else. He's really hoping Willem Cheney would provide him at least one KO. Well, here we go. Like as mentioned here, this is one of his main strategies here. Trampoline time on the front line. And he's got himself a KO, and of course Constable has decided, you know what? They're Norse, I don't care. And he finally blows the last dodge away here, doesn't really care, nothing breaks, and it's back to the Norse. Well, there's a two-player swing he wasn't expecting. Well, that's alright. And here you're going to see one of the great advantages the Norse team usually has. Of course, as we say, they've got so much sucking block, they can risk a lot more touch-up plays than most other teams. And if he's looking at most of the other players here, well, except for the odd wrestle, it's not a bad strategy. Now, unfortunately, he's going to reroll his first hit there. But he does get away with it. Oh, now here comes his slightly elaborate and college-educated scheme. He makes the Dauntless. And goodbye, Wilhelm. Now that takes care of the Trenchcoat Brigade. And the North seem to, well, have this well in hand, as, well, quite frankly, he's not going anywhere unless he decides to go potato down some way. Right, so the Gothic rejects have decided, you know, they better do something about this here. There's a solid hit. He's broken a partial hole through. Now it's deciding if he actually wants to do anything with this one. Again, remind you, Yeti Disturbing Presence does make what seems like an obvious play. Well, maybe not quite as obvious. Now he does make the dive away. And he does take care of the Yeti, but it's snack time on the bar. Who knows? You should have had a straw to him, you know, look kind of appropriate. Well, fortunately, once again, it's only a stun. And, well, unfortunately, not what he really wants. He gets a push me, push you out of that one there. But it has provided him the objective he actually wants. He has a route through if he wants it, and he's going to take it. Here comes the rest of the drinking boxes. And Wilhelm Chaney, of course, blows the dodge. Well, that solves a problem on the flank there for the Norse. Let's see what they do about this one. Well, step one. Go with what they figure is the easy attack there, because what are the odds of it failing? And of course it's 136. But wrestle you'll live with, because that leaves a nice straight path for the rest of his team to break along. Now he gets the power once again on Blodge, because we all know how much Blodge actually works, doesn't it? Now, so far against that blodging vampire, he's 3 for 4 on any knockdown attempts there. That's a pretty high percentage right now. And of course, in block he thrusts, he gets it. It's even a stun. Let's see what the yiffy little bag of fun has in store today. Well, he's got him. Bit of push me, push you in the behind. Well, must have blunted his claws in the last two. It's probably all that gore hanging off. And here we go, William Chaney. He's back in it here. And he's got him down. And still, he's not getting a huge percentage of KOs and casualties as he expected from this player. But it has given him certain flexibility. And the vampires have decided, well, they're going to do what they do best here. You know, take a long, pondering gaze, and then they're going to figure out, well, let's do something different. And again, the pro failure on the Bloodlust. And he's realizing quickly if he decides to make it a pass action, well, he actually has to do the bite first before he can. And now finally the pass action, of course. And yes, that disturbing presence is coming into effect. It's sad to say that even after all that effort, guess what? The sucker drops it. Clearly he sucks at more than one thing then, unfortunately. Right. Well, the Norse can't really ignore this one. As look, there's a ball free. They like to have the damn thing. And here they go. And the path is certainly clear. He's going to walk that up just to be in the sure. He's going to keep one roving free safety just in case it all goes the wrong way. It's not like he hasn't seen that happen this week already once. And the rest of Asgard's Argonauts here seem to have this very well in hand. And finally, good old Yiffy is back in the saddle again, and that's his third one of the day. It's a triple header. No, really, he's got 3 heads mounted in his stands over there. Right. Well, the vampires have got 99 problems, unfortunately. He's the big one. Now he's got the Blitz away in the rear, but, you know, did that actually really achieve much? Well, here comes William Chaney. He's got the hit. And once again, well, he got him down, and that's all it did. There's the quick dodge away. He's got the player. And he's resorting immediately to laying the boot in. And at this point, do you blame him? Constable Ed, though, is not calling that one. As you can see, no attempt was made to actually try and get this ball back. Oh, this is going to lead to an interesting scrum here. The Norse love a good scrum. So they're definitely bringing more of the players into this in here because they're figuring, you know what? Well, you're getting this ball's not such a bad idea now, is it? There's a good frenzy, push me, push you, and unfortunately the sidelining is beckoning, but first, meet me fist. And the fist seems to be connected to something of a silver nature with a hint of wood and lilac, and he blows. He blows his regeneration roll. Well, that's going to keep him out for a while. Fortunately, it's only just out for the game, but that's a wee bit of a problem. Suddenly you're down with your critical vampires, and you only add the 3. And there's a rare one. He actually takes the wrestle. Well, as you can see here, this is why you use Impert Gaze every single time you can. He never got a chance to activate this player, so he's still hypnotized. This is a lesson for all your vampire players. And here we go, Wilhelm Chaney. Well, he's got a good solid punch down, and finally he gets a slight payoff. He'll take the bell. And once again, bloodlust, pro fail. This is becoming an unfortunate routine. And well, he got the stun out of it, but now, well, let's see if he returns the favour. He returns the favour. It's a double stun. There's something you don't see every day without multi-block. Can we get multi-bite one of these days? What the vampires are saying now, they don't like the idea. Alright, fair enough. Can't say you didn't hear the suggestion. Right. Norse team. Well, back at it again. And that's another one injured. Well, I guess the little version of Yiffy wants to put, what can it do? And now he's gotten in there, and boy, is this a marked up ball. Well, now I think he's taking a bit of a nap there, because someone else is taking all the glory. Do the Norse even want to try and pick up this ball? Well, that was a brave risk there, and of course, this is the advantage when you're Norse. 2 dice uphill, you have block, he doesn't have block, it's a 2 in 3 chance it actually works. Alright, where's Wilhelm going here? Not the result he wants, he only gets the wrestle. And again, bloodlust does him in, he has no choice but to dodge away. And he sadly has to risk picking up the ball, and then the bloodlust kicks in. And now, unfortunately, it's a chop of a perfectly good player, and he even KOs him. This is gone completely to Transylvania. Well, I'll say one thing about this vampire coach, he's very batty indeed. And you can see here, well, it's at its toll. The bells are definitely tolling here. He's down to 6 players on the field. The Norse, after looking like a ominous start here, might just get right back in. Oh, he's got tackle. And so much for Blodge. And the Norse, frankly, at this point, do they want the ball? I think yes, indeed. But it's turn 14. Well, what do you know? Lad's got the ball. Run, you fool, run. He even makes the go for it here. He even makes another one. Well, he's got 2 rerolls, you know what? Why not at this point? Well, he makes the dodge away. He makes 2. But pretty much, you're just an eligible receiver there, lad. That is pretty much what you are, the eligible receiver. And of course, you trust Chaney to make the dodge. He's a loner. That does not work. Second time Chaney fails the dodge. He's even stunned. Chaney's got catch, not dodge. But at this point here, desperate act, desperate measures. You want to share 2 dice. And it looks like the Norse, sad to say, well, I'm probably going to run away, but oh, can he make it 4? The crowd's in anticipation. Can they get 4? Is that it? Is he down? He's down, but he's not out. Bye, Ponding on. Really, you'll love it. Well, that's it. He can't get the touchdown there, so he brings the vampire back in. And sad to say, it's only a push me, push you. Is there anything else to do? Well, it looks like, sadly, not really. And there we go. Norse. Now, they're just going to put this one away. It's 2-0. Wrap this one up. That hunk of man has scored it in, Wiggly. What kind of Nordic name is that? Well, that calls that one there. It's 2-0. And unfortunately, the gents there, none of their game plan went according. And they're going to have to definitely revise. It's starting to look like in the division that it's going to be quite a brutal march on to be the final 4 from the division. Next time, lads, Nuffle, plus your dice.